And this is why it's coming in so clear. Mars is dead on Spica right now, 22 degrees. And the sun is on dead on Izar, 27 degrees. And that's Izar, reptilian, and Arcturian, basically highest hybrid, thoroughbred, galactic, hybridized, tribridized, blah, blah, blah. And then the moon, it's squaring the moon today, which is going over Andromeda and CD-ROM. The CD-ROM is what it is. It's an old CD-ROM. But then basically it's not catching. But that's why we're seeing the program so clearly. Because now Pluto's direct, Saturn's direct, so it's opposing, and then it's opposing Saturn, it's opposing Pluto, but Jupiter's keeping the gate open to oppose it, so it's almost like checking the real, but then when it goes to check it, if you're the conscious one, then you're seeing how they did it too, no matter what it was. You're seeing, this is the who done it. We're going to call this dun dun dun. Welcome to Galactic TV. Who done it? Because with Mercury going over 10 degrees of Libra right there, it still hasn't, it went all the way back because it went through Alpha Draconic Notice 1 at the early degrees of Libra. All the projections of the 33 timelines, the 44 ones were laid. Then we went all the way up to Izar, where the sun is now, right now. So that Mercury went all the way up to where the sun is right now in Izar, which is Alpha Draconic and Arcturian hybrids. With the amount of the power of it, basically managing galactic energy is how you can think about it. Like a witch and a little wizard, that's like in little ley lines. Okay, good. Pat on the head. Now, the next level, you're dealing with Zeus power, planetary power. Agartha top power. Okay, welcome aboard. Salutes to you. Now, we're dealing with fucking universal energy across all space and time. Connected to the star systems that are actually where that energy's coming from, way out in space. And then that's a different energy gate. That's Arcturus and Alpha Draconic. That's where that's what energy's been controlling everything, no matter down here. That's the highest you can go. So that's why StarSeeds are here, right? That's what StarSeeds are. That's why we were here. Because we're connected to those way out there. So we get a different set of information from each of them. But we're the ones here on Earth. So it's up to us to figure out what we're supposed to do and remember ancient information or star information or quantum physics or alchemy or anything that's transmuting a dense energy into a higher energy. Dancing, singing, whatever it is, however you do it. But light and smoke ain't going to be the answer. I can promise you that. Because basically when you light smoke at one frequency barrier, you're actually making it denser. So you get to a level where you have to rethink your physics from how much power you're pulling from below, because smoke and sage and everything is only pulling in carbon for low frequencies to maneuver around you even, which is why tarot card readers that's why you're burning the smoke beforehand, because you're putting carbon in the air, so even the higher densities can come play in your card game. But that's why you're doing it. So there's some layers of it you don't want smoke, right? You're trying to get a higher connection. There ain't no smoke on Spica. There ain't no smoke in Izar. It's either there or it's dust. Literally. Okay? That's how Earth is special, too. It's what water is, what sweat is, it's what salt is. It's the transmutation down here. But that creates an energy down here, and then that creates an energy up there, and then that it creates an energy way the fuck out there. For real, for real. So it's like each one is getting pinged right now. Pluto, Saturn, Pluto's your soul contracts. So Pluto remembers that. Pluto knows where you originally hail from, right? And that's a spell. So break the spell. I command the spell of hail how off my field now. 9:59. 411-442-466-69. Darinia porompo geretiasi, turning water into wine. Sherpa burp. And this is going back to February's, but I think this is going back to basically all February's since 2018. Now understanding what I know about the time travel and how we've been doing this. So it's basically going back to all February's, kind of aligning all February's into a new story, and because anything or any hack or anything that could have disrupted your original soul plan since February of 2018 is now being fixed. But it's like they're all in a big soup together to create one. And then you've also made different decisions since then because of the paths that we've walked on the different dimensions since 2018 as Star Crew. So, like, some of it won't be there, some of it will be there, some of it will have changed. Just, it's going to be subtle, too, how it originally comes back in, because our mind and our human body has a hard time with long cycles of time, because human body wants to think it should just be here, when in reality sometimes you have to lay it 2 or 3 times, and it's actually a 7-year cycle that you birthed something, and then you went through different pieces in the middle where you were making decisions if you even wanted it around in the end, right? But you don't realize it was a longer cycle of time dealing with something much bigger. So that's why some of the things might not show up, because you unbeknownst to you, even have decided you ain't going that route. You're tabling it for a minute. Like, so understand that that's even happening in the highers, because nothing, if your heart has been in a pure place and you have been here fighting the fight with the rest of us, and you know that your path was blocked for all these different reasons, mimicked, whatever, that is coming now. It's going to project back and get back in your lane somehow, some way. You still have to get in the energy of it. You have to, if you all of a sudden feel like you need to jump up and finish that book, jump up and finish it, even if it's that you write for a day, because what you're doing is getting yourself back in the energy frequency, because you've already written most of it. Like, the book's almost done, right? But you haven't been on that project for a minute. Well, you want to get back on it so you get in the frequency of that project, because that's the original signal you sent out way back then whenever you wrote it. Because now what you always knew was going to happen is going to start happening, but it's not going to start happening until you get in the energy frequency of that project again, because you're magnifying it to you through the energetics, because you laid it. But you have to be the energy of whatever the project is, if that makes any sense. That's what's happening right now too, because all of this is coming because this was Libra's job. This was Libra's job as a planet. This was Libra's job as being Libras. This is why y'all gave us such a hard time, but you got your ass kicked. Sorry, we warned you. We're Libra. Like, we know shit you don't know about balance. You know why? Because we've been balancing this whole damn thing for the rest of y'all. For real, for real. So that's why Libras know. That's why they know. It's why you go to them to know things. Because we know. Because we're all up and down this thing in different ways. We're still remembering and having to connect too. But my point is, that's how much we're connected. And what I'm also seeing happen right now with Saturn and Pluto, with the placements that they are coming out of Libra, because everything's merging back up from the spheres. Into, like, people in my line and my not even my family on Earth, my soul family that we know that we're soul family, bought groceries for 2 children because she just felt her heart to do it, and then that ended up showing up in my world within 24 hours as someone giving me something for free when I needed it for a second. So what I'm saying is, anything that you do, good or bad, I'm seeing it lightning go throughout the lines and hit more than you quickly, and you have no idea how many else, once it gets to you, it happens for, because you just spent $20 with your heart, and then it showed up in my world less than 24 hours is $2. Well, then hell, what happens after it goes after me? I don't know. But if money automatically is showing up somewhere, that's what it is. So then if you put it back in and you do something and just something with it to give back in some way with a full heart consciousness, not a lack, it goes down the line quick, meaning we all get help. Literally. And then we put it back in. I mean, that I'm seeing it. That's also happening with karma and bad shit. It's happening in the reverse too. So if you're around people and stuff is happening to them, then it is what it is. I mean, if anything happens right now to anybody, it is what it is. But it's connected to ancestral karma somehow, some way. Either from the earth or from the stars. In some way. Meaning Earth life paths or star galactic life paths. Either one, depending on who you are, or a mixture of both and something new, which is what a super soldier DNAs became over here, which now you're all turning into, by the way, which is why you're getting all extra gifts and everything's opening up and you're all leveling up in different ways. Welcome to Royal Court. You made it. It's a different level, so get ready. It's a lot more fun. It's a lot less stressful. But it is a different way of living. That's what's happening right now. This is what this chart, because Mercury hasn't squared off and balanced again in Algorab yet. It's getting there. Right now we're in the projections in the 3. We're still in weird projections, illusions. I'm also seeing how black magic was used on certain beings to make them bind them and make them think that they were in a different time count and keep them in their past stories, shit like that. Like, it's pretty intense how it was being done. I'll be honest, it's a trip because I'm seeing it. But we're still pulling it down from the universe. Like, we're still pulling this all down because it's all happening and changing right now for everything and everybody, no matter if you're on Earth or not. And if you're in the north, in the northern hemisphere, then you're experiencing more changes right now than the south. But south, get ready. And if you're a Scorpio and you have any energy in a Scorpio, in your natal, your draconic, or your progressed, then welcome to magic training. Welcome to wizard school. Or welcome to ancient mystery school, depending on which one you need to catch up on, because you have one or the other already, but you got to get the other side. So if you're an ancient alchemist, you need to get in wizard school a minute. If you're a wizard, you need to go to the root of shit quick, because you're boxing yourself in. You're the one keeping yourself down in some fucked up weird way, because everything flips and mirrors at a pure projection, and it's a different Akashic library. Why the fuck do you think you have royal kings and queens? It wasn't for title and money. No, you're connected to everyone on the planet. You're getting a higher consciousness. You're keeping them safe. There's a fucking reason for all of it. None of it has to do with any bullshit 3D power control system. None of it. In fact, that's the problem. Not that all that can't exist. No. It all needs to exist in some type of barter system. We have to provide for each other in different ways. We have to figure out how that works on this new earth, because there's different jobs for people. You don't necessarily need an accountant. You more need somebody who can keep track of books and has a really good telepathy and is able to link into the crew and freaking keeps a radar out to see if anybody's getting energetically attacked or fucking witchcraft or voodoo coming at them, because we're rising high and people are looking at us now. That type shit. That's what a crew, that's why you need a crew to build a blissness in New Earth. You're dealing with different type issues. You ain't worried about the IRS. You're worried about the voodoo and the witches brewing up some shit. And trust me, they get creative in this new now, because they're using part of your shit, and it is what it is, because no matter, you're going to have a polarity at each layer. It can't even stop it. You can't pretend it doesn't exist either. Because it does. And you're picking it up for a different reason. There's a reason you're having to deal with it. You're more ancient, evidently. Welcome to royal court. The good news is you control a lot. You are powerful as shit. The bad news is you gotta keep the bees and the fucking ants calm a lot of the time, when you'd rather be running out doing something else. But your job is to chill the fuck out. Welcome to royal court. This is a full moon above all full moons. It's a full moon connected to Andromeda, a really big empty area that they tried to tell us was space. No, it's the consciousness of the 44 collective is what it is. It's where we've rewritten in space. We had a little Mars-Venus party over there at the beginning of the year, going back and forth, bloop, 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 and then all through. And that was rewriting Andromeda. So basically there's a new story in Andromeda that they've never seen before, but Andromeda was in trouble. Andromeda had three beings there, basically like three Yodas. You could basically say it like that supported the original three beings that were down here for star system DNA, because the stars had their own way of getting the most ancient DNA strands here on Earth, same as Earth had their own way of making sure that we stayed here. It's a big system. It all works together. So the Andromedans had 3 beings, blue, kind of up there in different pods that all represented different DNA templates for different energetics to hold form on Earth, connected to the original ones of us on Earth, because it was the projections. Those 3, that's the 300. This goes back into the lot. But Andromeda is forever changed. Everything's forever changed. There is no more just Andromedan beings. There is no more just Orion beings. There is no more just Sirian beings. No, you're all of them linked together now. You're here. We're here. We're not up there. Don't look up, look down.